Welcome to the opening day of the 2024-25 OHL regular season. The puck drops on the new year in Saginaw tonight as the Spirit take on the Windsor Spitfires. And of course, Saginaw getting a chance to raise their 2024 Memorial Cup championship banner, which is pretty exciting for the organization, their first national championship. And it'll be a party at the Dow Event Center tonight, I'm sure. And then after tonight, the rest of the league will start to play their first games. Tomorrow night, Peterborough, they host Kingston, and then the Barrie Colts, they're on the road Friday against the Sudbury Wolves, and everyone else also getting into action Friday night. So it's an exciting time of year, but with that, we do have a trade to report on. The Barrie Colts, they have acquired Ottawa Senators prospect Gabriel Eliasson from the Niagara IceDogs. Now, Eliasson was selected in the import draft 12th overall by the Niagara IceDogs, but the Colts coming up with a deal, sending their third-round pick in 2028 and a 15th-round pick in 2027 to acquire the playing rights of Gabriel Eliasson. We haven't had a commitment as of yet to say that he will report to the Barrie Colts, but with a trade like this, you would think that the Barrie Colts would know that Eliasson would be on the way. So until we hear that commitment, it's just the playing rights at this point, because Eliasson has committed to the University of Michigan. So we'll have to wait and see. It sounds as though he's going to join the Barrie Colts. And if that's the case, the defensive unit just got that much bigger because he stands 6'7", 216 pounds. He's a Swedish defenseman who is pretty physical. He's an intimidating player out on the ice for forwards. And the Barrie Colts defense, that unit might be one of the top defensive units in the OHL this season. I know a lot of teams are looking to make moves to improve their chances in the season, especially when you see a team like the Brampton Steelheads who've loaded up. We've talked about them on the channel quite a bit with the pickup of Carson Rakoff. Still waiting to find out where Colby Barlow is going to go. It sounds like Oshawa might have the inside edge on that. But for the Barrie Colts, picking up a big defenseman, and if you look at the Colts defensive unit, you've got Grayson Tiller, who's on the smaller side, but he's a veteran defenseman, along with Tristan Bertucci, who the Colts acquired in a three-way trade from the Flint Firebirds. He stands 6'2". Justin Hanser, 6'1". He's going to be relied upon a little more this season as well. Kayshawn Aitchison going into this year as a projected first-round pick for the NHL draft in 2025. He stands 6'1". You have Bo Akey, who's going to be returning from his shoulder surgery. He stands 6 foot tall, and Evan Passmore, 6'4", and he looks like he's grown quite a bit and will be a presence there on the blue line to go along with Eliasson. So this Barrie Colts defensive unit looking pretty strong on paper. We'll just have to wait and see how that all transpires during the regular season. And like I mentioned a few minutes ago, it all gets underway Friday night in Sudbury before they host the North Bay Battalion on Saturday. Now, I know there's going to be some Niagara IceDog fans who are a little confused by this trade because Eliasson would look good with this IceDogs blue line as well. That's been improving of late, but it just sounds like he didn't want to report there, and this trade came about. So now there's a vacancy for the import position for the Niagara IceDogs. The only other import on their roster right now is Andre Loshko, who they picked up off waivers from the QMJHL. Loshko, he stands 6'2", 184 pounds, also an overager. So the Niagara IceDogs import situation could improve. We'll see if they make a trade during the season. The Niagara IceDogs, a team known to make plenty of trades, but we'll wait and see if they'll add another import to their roster after giving up Eliasson. So it's a tough spot for the Niagara IceDogs, but this is a team looking to make the playoffs, and hopefully they're going to be able to fill that role. If not, they do, I think, have some pretty talented defensemen on their roster going into the regular season. You got Noah Van Vliet, Jack Browdy, Blair Scott, who they've all acquired during the offseason. So for Niagara, it's a tough situation, but they are getting a third-round pick, which I think will be helpful, although that third-round pick, not until 2028. So we're going to have to wait and see how this all transpires. But right now, Colt fans pretty excited, and we'll have to wait and see if and when we get that commitment from Eliasson. He's still with the Ottawa Senators NHL camp as training camp in full swing, and now we're just going to wait for that update, and we'll see if he joins the roster before Friday night's game up in Sudbury. Now, there's only one other news item to touch on at this point, and I talked about it a week or two ago about how Budweiser Gardens in London is going to be renamed, and it has been made official. London City Council voting in favor of a 10-year agreement with Canada Life, and they're going to name the arena October 11th as the Canada Life Place. So that'll be the new name of the arena. So I know it's just the name on a building, but it does take time to get used to when you get, you're so accustomed to talk about the London Knights playing at Budweiser Gardens. I remember before when it was the John Labatt Center when it first opened, but of course, with the new way of things are done, with businesses wanting to have their brand put on buildings and teams looking to make a profit, it makes sense. So Canada Life putting the money forward for this 10-year agreement, and now we will have to start calling it the Canada Life Place in London. So those are the news items for today. The big thing is the OHL regular season kicks off tonight. Let me know in the comments section down below your thoughts on the trade between the Barrie Colts and the Niagara IceDogs, or what you're most excited about going into this brand new regular season. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe, as I can't wait to cover another season, and we'll talk to you again soon.